And welcome back to the channel here, everybody. Lucas from Mars back with another Marlins franchise video here in the Show 22 and a snapshot reminder of what the division looks like here in the NL East. The Marlins still sit a game behind the New York Mets, who have 53 wins and 44 losses. Meanwhile, the Marlins at 52 and 45. This is going to be the last game here before the All-Star break, and right now the Marlins are on a 4-game winning streak, so they'll look to seek to carry a 5-game winning streak into the break. The Braves are also right there in this division as well, but there's a look at the pitching preview. We'll have Trevor Rogers facing Zach Wheeler. We haven't seen Trevor Rogers in quite a while in any of his starts, but he's been pitching pretty well recently. He has that ERA under 4, and looks to have a great start here before we go into the All-Star break. And Zach Wheeler, definitely a good pitcher here for the Marlins to face. We're facing the Philadelphia Phillies. And right now the Phillies last in the NL East with 42 wins, I believe, is what their record said there. But the Phillies not having an amazing season, all things considered. But the Marlins in this series recap here, you get a snapshot of it there. A couple of one-run victories in this series, a 3-2 win in Game 1. An 8-7 win in the second game. So they look to carry this momentum into the All-Star break here with Trevor Rogers on the mound. There's a look at his stats more in depth than 115 innings this year. He's allowed 116 hits, 67 strikeouts. The ERA sitting at a 3.98, which is not that bad, all things considered. There's Alec Bohm batting .301, really good here, hitting leadoff for Philadelphia this season, and then he pops this up right behind the plate. Jacob Stallings, takes off his mask and gets underneath that to make the catch. Now, again, this is, a season I don't know. I didn't really expect the Marlins to be competing for the division. It'll be interesting to see what we do at the All-Star break here. There's a look at the Phillies lineup, and, not really a whole lot of production here. Bryce Harper's only batting .227. Nick Castellanos is batting .292. So here is Harper, and this 0-2 pitch to him is strike 3, called to the top of the zone. A great pitch there by Trevor Rogers here, high, and the Marlins in this game playing in the all-orange unis, and Zach Wheeler on the mound for the Phillies, who are playing in their baby blue uniforms with some red and white here, their alternate jerseys. 2.68 ERA for Zach Wheeler in this game, and he won the Cy Young in real life in the NL either last year or 2 years ago, and he pitched a lot of innings last season. One of the better pitchers in the league, definitely. So here's Jesus Sanchez at the plate, batting .260 this season right now. And he takes that four-seam fastball up high for ball 3. The count is full on him now, with Jazz Chisholm sitting on deck, batting .250 this year. And now a big pitch here. The full count pitch to Sanchez is outside, a slider, and it is ball 4. So Zach Wheeler with a walk here to get the base runners going for the Marlins. And now Jazz Chisholm is going to send a ground ball through the hole and into center field for a single. So now 2 men on here, 1 man out. Here's Jorge Soler at the plate. He swings through a slider right down the middle. As Soler this year batting .261 with 21 homers, 56 ribbies, and 822 OPS. Very, very good season from Jorge Soler. He has increased that average quite a bit as of late, and he's right there on the verge of competing for a chance to maybe participate in the home run derby this year with those 21 homers. And there is a fastball outside for ball 4 and another walk. Will now put runners all on the bases here, and the bases are juiced. 1 down for Brian De La Cruz, who is a trade candidate for me, honestly, at the trade deadline here at the end of the month. But he's having a great season, batting .292, which is first on the Marlins here for the team. And he will send a fly ball. That's deep enough into left field. He would think to score a run. Castellanos makes the catch, dives, and the throw to the plate is not going to be in time. Great play there, and that's exactly what you need to do with your De La Cruz, who gets his 36th RBI of the season. I think after that fly ball, Castellanos could not make the play there. Now 2 down for Jesus Aguilar, 265 average. It's on a 10-game inning streak right now. 14 homers, 55 RBIs. And the 1-0 to him is a ground ball up the middle, and it's stopped by the shortstop, Bohm, but they're not going to get Aguilar at first base. And so a run, or no, the bases are going to be loaded again, and Jesus Aguilar continues his hit streak. He's now at 11 games for a hitting streak, and he's been hot right now at this point in the season. He's also a definite trade candidate for me and the Marlins franchise here as we near the trade deadline, but that'll be in a couple of episodes here in this franchise's ball one to Garrett Cooper here in a big spot with bases loaded in the first inning. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. A fly ball, a little blooper. On is the right fielder, and that ball is going to land in fair. 1 run will score, and here comes a second runner around the horn at third base to come in. And Garrett Cooper with a 2 RBI base hit. Punched that an inside pitch and just dropped it into right field for a big 2 RBIs. 3-0 Miami here, and there's a fastball to John Birdie for strike 3, and finally Zach Wheeler gets out of what was a really rough first inning there. A walk, I believe maybe even 2 walks, 3 hits, 3 runs for the Marlins. A really good bottom of the first inning against one of the better pitchers in the league. Here's now Nick Castellanos, one of the better hitters on this Phillies lineup, only, batting .292 overall this season. Definitely is hitting well. Now Trevor Rogers misses there with the fastball inside. Gene Segura is on deck for the Phillies here, batting .254 on the season, but we don't want to lose Castellanos here as a 3-1. As it is low for ball 4, so another walk, second of the game already from Taylor Rogers. Now Rhys Hoskins is up, 10 home runs, 39 RBIs with a .269 average this season for Rhys Hoskins, and he is going to ground one through the hole and past the first baseman Aguilar. Excuse me, I don't know why I thought that was Birdie at first base. Aguilar and into right. There's a swing and a miss there. Through that pitch, JT Realmuto batting .263 this year. Dangerous catcher here for the Phillies. The 1-2 to him is inside, and it hits Realmuto there on the foot near the ankle. Now this inning has gone from bad to worse, and just as the Marlins loaded up the bases in the top bottom of the first, now the Phillies do the same here in the second. Now here's Johan Camargo. Swings, ground ball, oh, it hits off of Rogers, who does pick it up and is going to make the play at first base to get 1 down there. That will prevent another run from scoring. And an interesting play there. It hits off of Rogers on the mound. Now 2 outs for Roman Quinn, who gets a ground ball, and that will get through. De La Cruz up with it. 1 run scores, and the throw to the plate is not going to be in time, as there is a big 2 RBI base hit from the bottom of the order here in Philadelphia, and Roman Quinn has tied the game at 3, as Realmuto not able to get JT there sliding in at home plate. And Phillies, they match the Marlins, 3 runs in the bottom of the first. Alec Bohm pops it up in the infield, and Trevor Rogers is there to make the catch. So, man, both pitchers, a rough inning here, and that was a rough inning for Trevor Rogers there. A walk, a hit by pitch, 2 hits, and 3 runs. Middle of the second inning, and we are knotted at 3 apiece. Right back where we started. Jacob Stallings now up 266 on the average, 3 home runs and 16 RBIs. So definitely the average and those stats have gone down from him since coming back from the injury. There's a swing and a miss at a fastball there. 4-seamer inside. Good pitch by Zach Wheeler to get the second out of the second inning. Now Jazz Chisholm swings at an inside slider there. Pops it up over to the shallow outfield of the second baseman. Gene Segura making the play. And that's a quick inning there. A hit for Miami, but no runs. We go bottom 3. Here's Brian De La Cruz. And he swings and misses at an outside slider there from Wheeler. That was a pretty nasty pitch to get the second out here of the third inning. Now Jesus Aguilar, 1 for 1 as he swings through a sinker. Got on base, 55 RBI, second on the team here for him. Now 0-2. Swing and a miss again. And a slider way down low for strike 3. That was not a ball. Strike 3, and there's a 1-2-3 inning. And there's a few strikeouts for Zach Wheeler now. Trevor Rogers looking to settle into a groove after a rough second. There's a swing and a miss. Will Muzzo not able to catch up to a high fastball on that pitch, and Rogers gets his second strikeout of the evening. As, yeah, way late on that fastball right there. For sure, a good pitch and a good location there at the top of the zone. And now Johan Camargo up, and he will swing at the 1-0 right back up the middle, and Trevor Rogers will make the play there. Just sticks out his glove and is able to stop the ball and prevent it from going into the outfield. That was a good play by him right there. So, middle of the fourth inning, still not at 3 apiece. These pitchers have pretty much settled in here. 2 runners on for Jacob Stallings here in the 4th inning. There's a swing and a miss, and Zach Wheeler settling in. He has got his 5th strikeout of the game now, and that's a big one with runners on for Jacob Stallings. And the Marlins do not want to miss these opportunities that you have here way late on that pitch. Now 1 down. Here's Joey Wendell, who shatters his bat on impact, and that's picked up, and the throw to first base is gonna be in time. Runners are gonna move up though to second and third, so a base hit here would score a run. In fact, well, maybe 1 or 2 at least here. Jesus Sanchez takes a really good sinker there at the knees. 1 for 1 with a single runner run. That hit that he had was his first of this series. 1 for 8 overall here in this 3-game set. There was an 0-2, and that's a fly ball, but that should be caught. Yes, it will be underneath it. He is the outfielder. That's Harper? Yes, that is in right field. And, well, end of the 4th inning, and it is a 9-1-2. We go to the end of the 4th. We go to the 5th. Still tied at 3. 0-2 here to Bryson Stott. Swing and a miss and a slider. Wow, that was really good pitch. That was a great pitch by Rogers, and taking another look at this one way outside there. Slider with a 9-inch break. So appealing to the hitter of Bryson Stott here, because it starts in the strike zone and you think, oh, well, it's going to be there, but it ends up tailing way outside of the zone and no chance to hit it. 3rd one of the game for Rogers. There's a walk, though, ball 4, and the 2nd walk of the game, the 3rd. We had a hit by pitch as well in the 2nd inning. So giving up some free base runners here in this game, but this is a big chance. Hit by pitch in the 3rd inning. That was Nicholas Castellanos. Big spot here. Fly ball into center field. Jesus Sanchez is going to be there to make the catch. So middle of the 5th inning. Still not at 3. And as I've said over and over here in this game, these pitchers have settled in to their grooves. Here in this one, 2-2 and ahoy. So there is a slider there for strike 3. And, man, another strikeout, the 6th for Zach Wheeler. There's a ball high and inside. Really good pitch count here looking at it. 38 pitches in that 1st inning for Zach Wheeler. That is really hurting him right now. He's got 95 total in this game. Probably his last inning here in the 5th inning, I would imagine. Garrett Cooper here swings and flies into the outfield. On his horse is a center fielder, and he gets there. Makes the catch right in front of the wall. Good play. Roman Quinn, I believe, in center field for the Phillies, makes that catch. And 5 innings for Zach Wheeler tonight, and 3 runs. Not an awful game, although would have liked to redo that 1st inning over again. There's another strikeout here for Trevor Rogers, who's pitched well. I mean, besides a rough 2nd inning, he's pitched very well. 4 Ks on the day for him now. And he's looking to get through 6 innings as that ball will fall in for a base hit. It goes all the way into the corner, and De La Cruz fishes it out. And there's a double here for one of the better hitting catchers in the entire league, and JT Realmuto is 19th of the season. Nolan Camargo here now with the runner in scoring position. 2-0, ground ball, and it's through and into the outfield. There goes Realmuto on a home plate. The throw to the plate is gonna be in time from De La Cruz. Look at this throw from the outfield here at right, and a monster play at home plate to keep this game tied at 3 apiece. Great tag as well by Jacob Stallings. Monster play there by the outfield. And now we're in the bottom of the 6th, and John Birdie swings and misses there at a fastball, number 7 tonight for Zach Wheeler, still pitching here in the 7th inning. And man, this game has the feel of one that, you know, maybe the next score in this game wins. I mean, the team that scores next might win this one today. That's what it's seeming like at the moment. Still tied at 3, no runs since the 2nd inning in this game. All the action taking place in the first 2 innings. And here's Jesus Sanchez with Zach Wheeler at 107 pitches. 2-1 to him is there on the corner. Good 4-seam fastball from Zach Wheeler to put the count at 2-2. And with the man on here already, here comes a 2-2 pitch. Is a swing, and that ball gets down, and that ball's fair down the line. That's going to be extra bases. They're going to hold the runner at 3rd, and there's a double for Jesus Sanchez, his 17th of the year, and a really good swing here. Just gets past the diving attempt of Rhys Hoskins at first base, and that is going to do it here in this game for Zach Wheeler, who, you know, I mean, he gave up quite a bit of base runners today, but 5.2 innings in this one, almost through 6 innings. 3 runs allowed. Not sure how many hits he gave up, but a few walks as well. 7 strikeouts in total. I mean, honestly, for how rough his first inning was, it really wasn't that great. I mean, it really wasn't that awful of a performance for him, but now the bullpen comes in and looks to shut the door. And here's Bailey Foltz, really good in his 60 innings so far this year for the Phillies. And there is a monster strikeout on a slider. Swinging and missing through it is Jazz Chisholm. And that's a monster blown opportunity by the Marlins. Got to take advantage of those base runners. And man, oh man, through 6 innings now, we are tied at 3 apiece still. The Marlins with 10 hits tonight, but only 3 runs still. So, 6 innings in total, as here's Elizar Hernandez out of the bullpen. And almost basically 100 innings this season. He's in a good long reliever for us. 3.26 ERA, and a save and 3 opportunities. But yeah, he's been very good out of the bullpen for the Marlins in the long relief roles. There's a fly ball center field. Sanchez cannot get to it. But 6 innings today for Trevor Rogers, and you know, only 3 runs on 4 hits, 2 walks, hit by pitch, and 4 strikeouts. Overall, good start by him, and that one is going to be another single. This time into left. Garrett Cooper up with it, and now Hernandez kind of struggling here to begin this 7th inning. 2 on, 1 out now for Bryce Harper, who's only batting .225 this year with 11 home runs and 37 RBIs. A really bad down year for him this season, but always a dangerous hitter to deal with. There's a ground ball, and a stop by John Birdie. The throw to first base is not going to be in time. And that's an infield single that will load up the bases. And, I mean, looking at this play again, that was a tough play, definitely, for John Birdie to make. Not really a chance to get the runner, and Bryce Harper just barely beats it out there at first base. So now a big spot here for Nicholas Castellanos, who takes that ball low. 3-1, of course. You don't want to walk in the go-ahead run here. The count is now full at 3-2. And there it is! A 4-seam fastball at the top of the zone for strike 3. And Castellanos, man, you're kicking herself. That was a pitch. You got to swing at that one there. Right down the middle, basically. High in the zone, right in your wheelhouse. Now here's John Segura at the plate. And he's going to swing, and that ball bounces off of the runner, off of Hernandez here. There's not going to be a play, so a run will score. And, man, that's going to be a base hit. They're going to give him an RBI for Gene Segura. But, man, what a weird way to take the lead as it bounced off of Lisa Hernandez there. And then I'm not sure, I didn't know who I was controlling. And so by the time that anybody got to the baseball, there was no play at first base and no play anywhere else. So it's 4-3 now, Phillies. That will end the inning as that's a ground ball. A good pick at first base by Aguilar. And, man, that's a big-time spot. And we'll see if it holds true. My prediction of next team to score wins this game, because now it's 4-3 Philadelphia in the bottom of the 7th. Here's Sir Anthony Dominguez coming out of the bullpen for the Phillies. And, I mean, not a great statistical line for him in 52 innings. That 4.61 ERA. You know, a lot of strikeouts from him, 58 strikeouts, but overall not an amazing season. As here is Jorge Soler walking to the plate, batting .260. This season is 0-for-2 with a walk in this game and a run scored. 0-2 pitch to him now is swung on and missed. A slider there outside, and a good pitch by Dominguez. Now with 2 down here in the 7th. Here's Aguilar. Man, he's 6-for-12 with a home run in this series. He's been hot. And now 1-1 pitch to him here with 2 outs in the 7th. Is a fly ball on a slider in his wheelhouse. There goes Castellanos. He's at the wall, and that ball is in the bullpen and gone. Jesus Aguilar with 15 on the season, and a monster homer ties the game at 4. Castellanos running out of room. And what a big swing for Jesus Aguilar here as he stares into the camera. And, man, huge home run. I mean, that's a piece. He is doing well enough this season. He's got some good trade value. And, I mean, I've been kind of looking around a little bit for trades for him this season. I mean, he is having a good season. It'll be a question of whether we want to give him away and trade him away for something a little bit, a younger player maybe at the trade deadline. But, man, what a big swing there that was. And huge home run for Jesus Aguilar. He's been impressive. I mean, 7-for-13 now in this series with 2 home runs. So he's having himself quite a good stretch of play at the plate right now. And out of the bullpen, it's Anthony Bass, a guy who figures to be in the All-Star game, one of the few players that we probably should have in the All-Star game here, with 48 innings pitched, a 1.68 ERA. He's been our best reliever out of the bullpen this season. And, man, that was filthy. A slider down low. Great pitch there. And, man, Anthony Bass has just been so nasty this season. And, I mean, I think he's going to be in the All-Star game for sure, as he threw 3 sliders there in that at-bat, and a couple of fastballs as well. But now Yohan Camargo pops it up. Shallow center field. And it's off of the glove of Sanchez. He tried to catch it. They're going to go to second base. And a good recovery by the center fielder here by Sanchez. And they're going to actually get the runner out, trying to stretch that into a double. Now here's Robin Quinn. 2 strikes on him. Swing and a miss. Slider there in the bottom of the zone. And Anthony Bass making these Philadelphia hitters go fishing in this 8th inning with 2 strikeouts. I mean, his name perfectly suits this organization, as here is Jose Alvarado coming out, and I mean, only 23 innings. Not sure why they haven't given him more playing time this season for the Phillies, because, man, he's been really good so far. And he will take over here at the bottom of the 8th for Jacob Stallings, who is 0-for-3 in this game tonight. 1-for-2 count on him now. And he will swing and miss at a sinker there at 97 from Alvarado. Great pitch there, as that's the 2nd time he struck out in this game today. And there's a fly ball. That ball is drilled by Sanchez and into the gap and off the wall, just over the head of the center fielder there, Roman Quinn. And another double for Jesus Sanchez, his 2nd of the game and his 18th of the season. And, he's probably not, he might not make it into the All-Star game this year. He has slowed down quite a bit this season, but, 260 ERA average, he's still hitting very well. There's a sinker, though, for strike 3 to Jazz Chisholm. And, man, he's had some opportunities with runners in scoring position in this game and has not taken advantage of it. In 12 hits for Miami in this one, and they have not pulled away yet tonight. Still tied at 4 apiece as we go to the 9th. So here's Tanner Scott out of the bullpen, our lefty specialist for the Marlins here. And in 22 innings, he's been very good this season. A 2.05 ERA. Overall, this bullpen has been very, very good this year for Miami. I would not be surprised if we saw another, a couple of bullpen pieces in this All-Star game here tomorrow on the calendar. Or actually, not tomorrow. It's not going to be the next day. It'll be a couple of days because we have the Home Run Derby as well. But that's a base hit to start the inning off. Now Bryson Scott is going to try and maybe he lays down a bunt here. He pulled away there. Thought a little bit better of it here. 0 for 4 in this game so far. We'll see if he goes back to the bunt attempt here. And it looks like he is. As that is going to be a good bunt. And it's actually going to be an excellent bunt because the pitcher here, Tanner Scott, did not take a good angle on that ball. And it ends up being a base hit. So now, not a good situation here. 2 men on and nobody out for Bryce Harper. Swing, and there's a ground ball, and that's 1 out there. And they're not able to get the double play. And, man, in retrospect, I think Josh Chisholm should have just tagged the runner going to second base and thrown it to first. But now 1 down here. Nicholas Castellanos swings and misses. A fastball there, and man, what a huge pitch from Tanner Scott. Absolutely needed a critical strikeout of Nicholas Castellanos with the go-ahead run 90 feet away at third base. So now, Gene Segura is up again, and a 1 for 4 day. He does have a couple of RBIs in this game with that base hit that he had earlier back in the second inning. He does have 1 RBI, actually, not 2, but 1 RBI in this one. Huge spot with 2 out and 2 on. 1-1 from Scott is a fly ball, shallow center. Sanchez racing on in, and he's going to get underneath it, makes the play to end at the top of the 9th. And a huge hold right there by Justin Scott keeps the game 9 at 4 apiece as we go to the middle of the 9th inning. 4-4 tie.
Your attention, please.
So a chance for a walk-off. Here we haven't had a walk-off in this franchise in a little bit. Here is Connor Brogdon out of the pen for the Phillies, and decent for him in 49.1 innings this year with a 3.83 ERA. Here is Jorge Soler to begin this 9th inning, as he is 0 for 3 in this game, as there's a 4-seamer below the knees. The count is 1-2 to him now. And Brogdon coming set. Here comes a 1-2. It's a swing and a line drive into the outfield here. There goes the outfielders. That ball's over the fence. It's gone. Jorge Soler walks it off. His 22nd home run of the year. And the Miami Marlins are going to carry a 5-game winning streak into the All-Star game here and into the All-Star break. Man, what a clutch home run from Jorge Soler, who has just been, he's been the clutchest hitter all year for the Marlins this season. He's had a lot of 8th inning. He's had a couple of 8th inning home runs this year. I believe that's his 2nd walk-off of the season. And, man, what a game here in Miami. And what a win for the Marlins. A 4-5 final score. And, wow, how about that? 13 hits for the Marlins. The win goes to Tanner Scott. The Marlins sweep the Phillies in this series, and they will take some momentum going into the All-Star break. How about 5 wins going into the All-Star break here for the Marlins, and really setting themselves up for a really interesting second half of this season here as he had an RBI from Brian De La Cruz. You had that big play, the throw home that got the out in that 6th inning. I mean, that is how big is that play now in retrospect with a 1-run win for the Marlins here, and Jesus Aguilar with that monster homer. And I mean, the stars of this team, Jesus Aguilar and Jorge Soler, those are the two guys that came up clutch for Miami there at the end of the game and led this team to a victory. 1-1 for each team in the 7th inning. And the walk-off by Jorge Soler in the bottom of the 9th. And that home run with 22 on the year now, we'll see where he stands in the terms of the league, but that might have really helped his case out for making it to the home run derby. As you look at the box score here, Joey Wonder with 1 for 5. 3 hits, including 2 doubles for Jesus Sanchez tonight. Raises his average to 267 on the season. And Taylor Rogers, 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, a few walks, and 4 strikeouts. That ERA goes back up to above 4, but overall, good start from him. Hernandez gave up a run in his 1 inning of work, but then Bass and Scott came in and shut the door. 1.64 ERA for Anthony Bass, who definitely should be in the All-Star game. And look at the box score for Philadelphia. A couple of hits for Alec Bohm. And the bottom of the order for the Phillies really came through for them. Yohan Camargo with 2 hits and an RBI. Roman Quinn with 2 hits and 2 RBIs. So the bottom of the order here for the Phillies coming in clutch. Zach Wheeler with 5.2 innings, 10 hits allowed, and a couple of walks. So a lot of base runners, but only 3 runs allowed and 7 strikeouts. The bullpen, well, bullpen kind of blew it for the Marlins there, or for the Phillies there late in the game. And as we check in on the All-Star festivities, it looks like Jorge Soler does, in fact, make it to the home run derby. And I think he did it with that 1 home run that he had there at as a walk-off in that last game that we just saw. I mean, he raised his home run total to 22 on the season, and that is just enough to get him into the home run derby. So we have a player not expected. I did not expect that to be the case. We have a hitter in the home run derby here for next episode. Very good news right there. And, well, the Mets, they did, in fact, win their last game before the All-Star break as well, so we're still a game behind them for the NL East title, but 5 wins in a row for the Marlins. Their record 53-45 going into the All-Star break here, and man, a good first half to this season. Trade deadline prep in 7 days. The trade deadline is on the 31st, a couple of weeks away. So that'll be it for me, guys, here from this episode. The Braves also still a game and a half behind first place, a half game behind us, so the division here is tight. But thank you guys for watching. You've been listening to Lucas from Mars. Remember to subscribe to the channel to be notified when I release new videos. Have a great day, everybody. And you've been listening to Lucas from Mars. God bless.